Well, so that's been a season.
Oh, goodness.
Stop it, please, I beg you!
Yeah, so, it's been a while. Welcome back to yet another episode of Days of Our Sewers. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been a while.
No, we lived together, but how you been?
Oh, I've been great. 2023 starting out well.
Yeah, we took a break from, well, we were going to take a break, and then Dad's like, let's wait till the national championship's over. And then I'm like, all right. Then I got sick. Basically, in other words, life's busy.
Yep.
So we're kind of late on this.
How was your Christmas this year?
It was good. It was really good. How was yours?
It was good. Glad we got through it again, and off to another year.
Yeah, we're in 2023 now.
Yeah.
But 6 and 7, yeah, no.
First losing season since the 1990s. John Blake's final year.
Ouch.
Yeah, not what I expected for our season. Had so many chances to win so many of those games down the stretch, but this game, the Cheez-It Bowl, was about like our season.
It wasn't meant to be.
Has a lot of bright spots, but in the end, we lose. So.
Yeah, I think the best way I could describe our my upcoming I think the best way I could describe this game before we get to the upcoming season is better than I thought it would be. Yeah, I thought the Florida State would smoke us.
Well,
honestly, I was kind of afraid that they'd smoke us, and they didn't actually.
Rated number 13, and you asked me why would we be playing number 13? Well, that's the brand of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We draw the big crowds, and we put on a good show, and I think that helped us in our recruiting. And I think that has helped us get some guys out of the portal when they say, well, this is an Oklahoma team that's down and they played that well. Let me join up with them and let's see if we can do better next year.
Yeah, it went better than I thought it would, to be honest. I thought Florida State was just going to open that can, as you like to say.
Yeah.
I was nervous about that.
Right.
We'd gotten better since 49-0.
Yeah, I thought we played an excellent game, really. But some of our same old mistakes.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of
like the game.
It's like the Riley era. They keep making mistakes that screw us over. It's really annoying.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of get into the game. So right off the bat, Florida State gets the kickoff and they drive the field, and I'm like, oh Lord, it's going to be a long day. But we hold them to a field goal.
Yeah, I'll admit I missed the first half of the game because I was recording another podcast. So, yeah. But I was surprised with how well we did, even though they were running up on us. They got some really talented players, like the guy here on my screen recording.
That guy was
it wasn't fair.
It was one of the main reasons we lost. 6'7".
I love the reaction of 22 here. He's like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, his eyes are wide open. Like, that guy's big. Look how tall he is.
Yeah, I know. He's a big boy. Yeah.
He
was like, oh, that's not fit. Like, there was one part of the game where he threw a beautiful pass. If he caught that, he would have been gone. Mm-hmm. Sadly, he dropped it. I was like, oh.
I think that was his only mistake of the game. But that one-handed catch there at the end
that was ridiculous.
Was a killer. So.
Yeah, there was a good couple catches. Marvin made a couple of good ones.
Oh, yeah. Marvin had two great catches on the sidelines, getting the 1 foot in. Unfortunately, he's going to the pros. I hope he does well.
Rats. Even though he's a year younger than me. He's 20. That's weird.
I wish he would stayed one more year with us.
No, but I think I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, we played Florida State. It's a repeat of 2000 apparently. I was thinking of that, even though I wasn't alive at that. I was a fetus at that time.
That's right. So. I was at that game and got on TV in that game. Actually, they filmed me at this. As the game was ending, and I was saying, "We're number one," and they filmed that.
13 to 2.
13-2.
That must have been a weird game to sit through.
It was. It was a defensive battle. They had a high-rated offense, and we held them down with.
You held them to 2.
Mike Stoops and Venables' defensive mastery, and then the only way they got 2 points is our center snapped the ball over the punter's head. and the punter just kicked the ball out of the back of the end zone to make sure that they didn't get a touchdown against us. So good play by him. Yeah, we started out down 3-0, and then we drive the ball right down there and get a touchdown from Farouk, which he's coming back, and I think he's going to be a stud next year.
Gabriel didn't do too badly. He was a bit on and off like usual, but you know, he wasn't like TCU when he was just playing like crap.
Yeah, he actually played pretty good. Had some good runs. As a matter of fact, the second touchdown, he fakes it up the middle.
That was a great play.
Does a little bootleg out and scores the second touchdown, and we're up 14-3. And I'm like, we're doing pretty good. We hold him again, and Mims makes a fantastic catch that you were mentioning.
That was ridiculous.
About a 50-yard pass. We drive it down there. Hand it off up the middle. Sawchuk runs it in. Touchdown, 21-3. I'm thinking, we've got it. All of a sudden, the 2022 season jumps up and bites us. Flag on the field. Holding. Then we have to settle for the field goal. Miss the field goal. And right then, I knew Florida State's going to score against us. And sure enough, they go down and score against us. Then they go for 2 on us.
Yeah, then it was
out of
14
nowhere. Yeah, it's 14-11. Who would have had those? Who would have had those numbers in their?
I don't think they even. I don't even know if they did it for any sort of reason. It wasn't like they missed something or anything.
No, they just
They just felt like
it's the bowl game. Nothing to lose. Try a trick play and it worked.
He just felt like it. Yeah, it was weird.
We get the ball back. Gabriel fumbles the ball. Gives them the ball.
Wait, no, I thought we received the ball.
We received the ball. We had the ball driving down the field, and Gabriel's scrambling around and fumbles it. FSU gets it.
The offensive line was not great.
Well, we lost 2 of our guys. 2 of our best guys decided to go pro and didn't play in the bowl game.
Ouch.
That was one thing. Another thing, we were shorthanded. We had 3, 4, 5 players leave us that were starters.
I really hate the portal.
Yeah, the portal stinks.
It's like, oh my gosh, everybody keeps leaving.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So we end up getting a field goal, and at halftime we're up 17-11. That's about the time you showed up.
Yeah, and then I watched the rest of the game, and business as usual.
Yeah.
Very frustrated.
Another thing that you didn't see, right before halftime, we did a squib kick, and I thought, oh my gosh, is this Lincoln Riley coaching us? They get the ball, run the ball up to about our 40. The quarterback scrambles, gets it down there, and they try a field goal, but they fortunately missed it, and so we're up 17-11 at halftime. So looking good there. Florida State gets the ball in the second half, immediately scores a touchdown against us. Now we're down 18-17.
But luckily we didn't lay down and die.
Yeah, that's true. We get the ball. Great job. Another Mims great catch on the sideline.
Oh my gosh.
We score a touchdown.
I'm like, where was that for the whole season?
Yeah.
Like, he kept dropping them all season. You can go back to some of our previous episodes.
I'm thinking that West Virginia game when he had the gloves.
Oh my
Made
gosh.
that excuse. So, but we score again, and we go for 2, and we tie the game at 25. So we're looking good there. We hold them. We get the ball back. We're driving down there and thinking, okay, we're going to get it. Sawchuk fumbles the ball. Here comes the 2022 season biting us again. It's either a flag or a fumble. And so obviously Florida State goes down and scores on us.
2022 just wasn't our year.
Yeah.
That's the only justification I can come up with, because it wasn't like we were. Well, maybe we were terrible by OU standards, but like, if you think about it, just like as a team as a whole, like we weren't terrible. Now we were terrible in OU Texas, and when we played TCU, but I mean, aside from that, like it's just we kept making mistakes. Man.
Yeah, our last 4 or 5 games we lost by 3 points. We could have won any of those games. We could have won all of them.
Yeah.
But we lost all of them, so that's unheard of, is to lose all those close games like that. And I'm hoping we're going to get better at that this year. So.
Hey, Bob Stoops, they said he was, I think you told me this.
He was encouraged by the season. He said we're very close to being over the hump. So
yeah.
I think we've got some good guys coming in that are going to get us over there. So we're down 32-25. We go down. Great drive. Barnes scores a touchdown.
Can I just mention our running backs? Because we lost Gray. I was like, oh no. Gray's gone. What are we going to do? then these guys, well, Barnes, I already knew Barnes was pretty good.
Right.
But Sawchuk, whew.
Where were they hiding him all year?
Yeah.
I guess because Gray was so good, we didn't play him.
He was a bad man.
We had two freshman running backs gain 100 yards in the same game. It's
Yeah, they
they
were tearing it up out there.
Several years. Yeah, Sawchuk looks like he's going to be the real deal, and obviously.
He hadn't have made that fumble.
Yeah, but obviously him and Barnes are going to be a great 1-2 punch next year, and we've had a lot of great 1-2 punches in the past. You know, DeMarco Murray. Right now, the kids, he had a backup that was a great 1-2. Brown, I think it was. So you know we've had a few years where we've had a couple of great running backs, and I think those two are going to be our next two that are going to do it.
Yeah.
So we're tied 32 all. Defense can't get the stop. The guy makes the amazing one-handed catch.
Oh my gosh!
They drive it down there. We've wasted our timeouts again.
Yeah.
Same old for the whole year, and they kick a.
At least Lincoln Riley wasn't that, you know.
Yeah.
Wasn't like that.
Yeah. Well, I hope Venables learns from some of his mistakes this year, and
I'm
does
sure. I mean,
good.
this is his first year, so
Yeah.
I mean, teething is certainly gonna happen. But you know, I was like, oh.
We do get the ball back with 55 seconds, so I'm thinking, yeah, we can score this quickly, but we got sacks, had a penalty, had some time run off, and in the end, just kind of blew that last drive, and we lose it 35-32. Great showing by the team.
But ultimately, we didn't.
I didn't go home bitter. I didn't go home with my head down.
I was disappointed, but you know, I was like, what are you gonna do?
I was disappointed, but we were supposed to lose that game, and lose it we did, but not in the fashion that people were talking about. We got some bright spots. We got Barnes coming back, Sawchuk coming back. Gabriel decides to come back.
Yeah, that was fun. I was kind of surprised because people were pretty critical of him this year, and well, he does kind of have a tendency to run off people.
Yeah.
They don't like.
Well, I don't. Is he going to be a pro? Is he going to be a professional quarterback?
I can see him as like a backup, but
Maybe.
But you know, I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I think he might be thinking XFL.
XFL. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, he's coming back. I'm like, all right, let's see what you got.
But out of the portal, we've gotten some linemen. We've gotten some great defensive guys. A guy out of Indiana that's supposed to be a hot shot. We ended up with Bowman as the safety, the highly rated 5-star kid. We've got Jackson Arnold, which I watched him in the Under Armour game, and he was kind of the best player at least on his team.
Yeah, I saw the score. I'm like 14-7.
Yeah.
Jeez, what were they doing? Just dicking around the whole game.
And we had 8 OU recruits in that Under Armour game, and we had some real nice defensive guys. Carter, I think, is a linebacker, and I'm not sure the end rusher's name. But he's going to be another one. He's got a Nigerian name, and I can't think of it right now. But he looks like he is going to be a stud. So, and then Ugwebu.
Yeah, he left.
He left.
You were very sad about that, from what I remember.
I was okay with it. I always thought he was slow. He's
I was
slow.
being sarcastic,
Yeah.
obviously.
And obviously Stutzman.
They're like, Ugwebu, that good thing. That guy was an idiot.
Yeah, he's
Like,
slow.
Poor guy.
He's probably a nice guy.
Yeah, I
but
bet
he's. I think
or you
there's-
were like, he's too slow, is
Yeah.
what you said.
Yeah, I think there's better players out there than him. So anyway, I'm really encouraged for next year.
Yeah, I'm what's called cautiously optimistic
Yeah.
right now.
And
'Cause
what do you think we're going to be rated before the season starts? You think we'll be in the top 25?
I don't know.
We are Oklahoma.
That's true.
I think we're going to be about 18, 19. That's my guess.
Yeah, somewhere
Write it
there.
down. Oh yeah, we have it on the recording. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Or-
18, 19 start. So I think that's
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
So glad the season's over.
yeah.
Kind of. I hate, I love when football's
Yeah,
on, but glad that season's over, and I'm really looking forward
A
to
lot of growing pains this year.
September of 2023. Get this thing kicked off again.
Yeah, season 2, baby.
Yeah. So what'd you think of the bowl season? What'd you think of those games?
Yeah, a lot of games.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. A lot of I forgot. There was some I saw. I'm like, oh wow, That was really fun. But then, kind of, there were some that were just like, eh.
Yeah. Are there too many bowls, you think? Too many bowl games?
I we're probably gonna miss one in this that we're like, oh man, there's that one bowl that was really good. But no, there was oh good lord. Baylor Air Force. I didn't actually watch this game.
Mm-hmm.
Who
I didn't
won
either.
that?
Baylor lost 30-15 to Air Force.
Yeah, Big 12 sucked this year.
2-6. Ugh.
Like,
and that's counting.
At least in the bowl cycles, we really sucked this year.
That's counting TCU upsetting Michigan. So
oh well,
all the other games were.
Let's not talk about TCU yet. Jeez.
So Baylor loses. OSU, Wisconsin, with Sanders gone. OSU was inept on offense. They lose.
My gosh! Did you see that clip? I think it was Gundy's son, the backup they got at OSU. He's running around looking for somebody and just slips and falls on his ass.
Oh no, that was the other quarterback. Gundy's son was hurt, so I can't remember the guy's name. But OSU loses.
But yeah, it was basically like from what I remember, it was like. When we were 49-0, just had our backups out there, and it just looked like poop.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Poop.
What about that Arkansas-Kansas game? We went to eat.
Night? Yeah, we were eating, and we watched it, and I'm like, oh Lord, this is probably the most Arkansas and Kansas game that I've ever seen. It was like, who wanted to lose more?
We leave, and Arkansas's in full control of the game. We get to the restaurant, and they're in overtime.
Oh my God. It was a game, though. It was a game.
Yeah, it was a great game, and then they go for two. Arkansas gets their 2-point conversion, and I don't know why Kansas runs the double reverse pass, crazy play, but to overthrow the guy in the end zone and lose that game. And then Texas Tech, our only saving grace,
they won.
Beats Mississippi State, and I have to stop right there.
Oh, I thought it was Ole Miss.
I think it was it Ole Miss? Might have been Ole Miss, or it might have been Mississippi State. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
I have to mention that was Mississippi State's game. If it wasn't against Tech, then I'm sorry, but Mike Leach passed away.
Yeah.
Sad to see that. He was a great coach.
Yeah. No.
Had OU history and kind of put us on the map, back on the map with Bob Stoops, and created the monster of the passing attack that we have even today. So.
Oh man, there's a clip of him, and it was when he was at Texas Tech, and he just goes, "Well, F you, F me, F everybody. That is effing."
Thought we were too good. The mighty Red Raiders, oh yeah, poo-poo, fucking Baylor, fuck you, and fuck me, and fuck everybody. That is fucking bullshit.
And that was after a win.
Yeah.
So that just makes me think, oh God, God help us after when they lose. What did you got to say when they lose?
He was such a character. Loved pirates.
Yeah, I was reading a excerpt of the book I got you for Christmas, No Excuses, from Bob Stoops. And one of them was talking about the 1999 season. And he's like, Mike Leach would just walk up to me and just start talking about random stuff like Geronimo or Lunar stuff. I'm like,
big fan of Geronimo.
Apparently loved pirates. That was like a big thing. And it's just one of those unfortunate things. Had a heart attack and he didn't make it. It was really sad.
He had some funny statements. He would talk about his players if they weren't playing good. He said they're thinking about their little chubby girlfriends. So he was a character. He was a character and will be missed. So then Washington beats Texas.
God, that was embarrassing. Gotta mention this. Apparently Sark had a freak out.
Oh yeah.
One of the guys, because. Oh Lord, and it might be a bit petty. I mean, look, they got all the bragging rights about 49-0, even though we were playing with a bunch of crappy backups.
Right.
But don't look good.
They should watch out next year. I think we're gonna remember that one.
That doesn't look good. But Washington beat them. I'm just like, oh my gosh, is Big 12 just not headed right now?
And again, they keep claiming Texas is back, but what did they finish like? 7-6, 8-5, something. They didn't have a great season, so I'm not scared of them. And then obviously Bama.
Yeah. So you beat TCU. Everyone was like, "Oh, TCU, you guys beat TCU." Then they go up against Saban and his Darth Saban and the Alabama
Uh-huh.
gets pimp slapped on CBS. It was brutal.
Oh, yeah, 45-20. Ouch.
I was like, oh, man.
Kansas State looked scared in that game.
And unfortunately, Kansas State's own Christian McCaffrey, Deuce Vaughn, went into the NFL. Thank God, because that guy would... Oh, man, he tore us up for... It was like Brock Purdy and Brees from Iowa State. Yeah, tore us up. And Bijan from Texas. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Purdy's playing pretty good in the NFL right now. He's leading the 49ers.
Yeah, no, I was surprised. He's like apparently set a record most winning season for a rookie, or most wins from a rookie so far.
Yeah, he's playing pretty good. And then what about this one? I think you're gonna like this one. Tulane 46, USC 45.
Oh man, yeah.
And the story of Grinch continues, and Lincoln Riley. Yeah, we got great offense, but let Tulane beat them 46-45.
I guess they were. I guess they wanted to pay Lincoln Riley back after last year with OU, but wasn't surprised. In all honesty, that's probably the sad part.
Lincoln Riley does something crazy and shows some loyalty and continues with Grinch. He didn't fire Grinch after that humiliating loss. So I don't see anything changing for them next year.
I'm telling you, man, he's never going to win a natty. I'm just saying that right now. I'm going to call it.
Okay.
I was saying it on Twitter, and people are like, you're just salty because you're an OU fan. And I'm all like, okay, maybe a little bit, but I'm telling you, I don't think he has it. I'm sorry. He can surprise me. I mean, I thought Harbaugh in Michigan might do something, and, well, look how that went.
Yeah. Another thing that happened since our last break was Caleb Williams winning the Heisman.
Oh yeah, I'm glad for him, even though I am sad that he didn't stay with us because he was dynamic last year. But but oh well, he won.
Let's move forward.
Good for him. Is all I'll say.
And then we get into the playoffs.
Ooh,
so what about that? New Year's Eve night, we're having our typical New Year's party with our steak and our crab legs, so that was good, right?
That was delicious,
And then we had 2 fantastic football games.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of like, oh boy, what's this game going to look like? And we started watching them. And
TCU 51, Michigan 45. Wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, no, Michigan was trying to go for the comeback there, and then Harbaugh pulled a Harbaugh. It's just not been able to win a national championship.
They kind of fooled around. They were on the 1-yard line and fumbled it in the end zone, so that cost them the game. But yeah, TCU pulled it off, and I was like, I think we were saying this all year. Is TCU for real?
And I'm like, I guess he is.
Yeah,
I guess they are
for real. So they get into the finals, the first Big 12 team to make it in the final before OU. So heartbroken.
Yeah,
makes me sick. Makes me sick. We should have beaten Georgia in 2017, 2018. We had them, and we pulled a Lincoln Riley and let that one get away from us. And then Georgia almost loses to Ohio State. It's 42-41.
Yeah.
Georgia pulls out a squeaker there.
Yeah, I got a funny thing. I had gone away for a few minutes because this was when I was starting to feel bad. And I was screwing around doing something. I come back. It's 41-42. I'm like, what happened? I was going for 15 minutes. They came back. He's like, yeah. And then he kicks it. It's a horrible kick.
Yeah,
Shaped it far left.
That's why you have to have a great kicker.
Oh,
that was horrible.
They should have had Dicker.
Yeah, Dicker the kicker. He would have made that one. So.
No, but my lord.
So that sets up Georgia TCU. Had a feeling before the game. Just had a bad feeling. Bad feeling.
Had a bad feeling about this one.
Yeah, I had a bad feeling. And Georgia opened up the most severe can of whoop-a that I have ever seen. That was so boring.
That was didn't Mike leave after halftime?
Yeah, our buddy Mike left at halftime. It was that bad. The only thing I was rooting for was that Georgia would beat TCU worse than USC beat us in the championship game in 2009, I think, when you had your ear surgery.
Oh.
You had your tubes in your ears.
Oh, yeah.
You forget that. You were a young guy. But USC put a beating down on OU 52-19, 55-19, something like that.
Was that when Carroll was with them?
Yeah, Carroll was there.
Oh
They had Matt Leinart. They had Reggie Bush. They had White. They just overwhelmed us, and so. Although we had a good team, we made a bunch of mistakes in that game and lost that big time. But and that was the worst loss in a championship game by any team. So the only thing that I can say about that championship game was at least Georgia got us off that record. They won't be talking about us for that one. They'll be talking about TCU.
That was one of those. I was just like, my Lord, think of the children, Georgia.
Yeah, they could have. Let them hang around a little bit and make it interesting, but
Georgia
was on
massacred the TCU.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Georgia has some, they'll get late. They got lazy in a couple of games, but I thought they're not going to take. I mean, I can see TCU definitely taking advantage, but no, they don't play around come championship season.
Yeah, Dugan had no chance in that game. And TCU looked scared to death. They were afraid of Georgia, and I guess there was a good reason for that.
Fear the dog
pound. Yeah, the dogs just beat them down. That was horrible.
My gosh, yeah. Yeah, I was playing a game, and I'm like, because I have game every Monday night, so I come back, I'm like, what's going on? It was like 10-7 the last time I checked. Then it was like 42-7 by half. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh! So I just went back in my office. I'm like, pray the Lord. I bet TCU fans just had their heads low on the way back home.
They had to go out to California and fly out there and pay for an expensive hotel room. Man, that was...
Well, at least you won the Fiesta Bowl, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
must
what
have
to
been
tell.
sickened. Spend all that money and get beat like that. Ouch. So.
Well, as OU did lose a national championship, or in the playoffs, to the same team. We know how you feel.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like that Simpsons clip where that kid's like, stop, they're already dead. It's that. That was literally what the game was.
Stop, he's already dead.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my Lord.
Yeah, it was pitiful. It was pitiful. And I remember when we
poor
went
Dugan, that was another one. He was just a pain
for
OU for so many years.
Yeah, they've got our old quarterback, Chad Morris, that'll probably be starting for them next year. So, and
sadly, at least Garrett Riley actually made it to the championship.
He did, but he jumped ship just like his brother. Now he went over to Clemson now. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, that's that'll be interesting.
That should be interesting. So anyway, the season's over. Georgia, back-to-back national champions. That doesn't happen very often. So,
who's the last back-to-back championship?
Maybe Alabama, I would guess. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but
seems like something Darth Saban would do.
Yeah, I'm thinking pretty sure that that they were probably the last team that did it. So, I'm just hoping we're on our way back. We've got some good players coming back, and then number 5. Recruiting in 2022-23, got some great players. Got Jackson.
Yeah, I was surprised by the recruiting class. Then again, I don't know if people pay attention more to how the games are played or what the win-loss ratio. I don't know what they pay attention to more. But, I thought after 6 and 7 they'd be like, ha, no.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm surprised. Hopefully it's not like a John Blake thing. I heard he was a good recruiter, but he just couldn't put it together.
Well, I tell you, they had to look and see that we were very close in a lot of those games, and it could have been just adding them as the player. That's probably what they said. If we just had a couple more players,
possibly
we could have been great this year.
Possibly.
So
I thought we'd get at least 9-3 at worst.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
There were some people I talked to on OU Twitter who were like, I was expecting something like this. I was like, okay. So I'm like, we still had some weapons, but it's just had some promise opening up the season, and then trials and tribulations, as I'll say. And it's like,
Well, I think the future's bright based on that recruiting class and seeing how Venables and the whole coaching staff recruits, and then also we got a big lineman out of Stanford that was a starter, so he should help out with some of the guys that we have leaving the team.
Stanford kind of suck now, though.
Yeah, but they recruit good players, and this is a good player. He had gone to Nebraska and then flipped to us at the last minute.
Oh yeah, speaking of Nebraska, Matt Rule is over there now.
Oh yeah.
I had asked you. I'm like, do you think Matt Rule's going to be the one who will bring Nebraska back to the promised land? Because he did it with Baylor.
Yeah.
And he did it with some other teams.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said no. You were like, no.
Yeah. I don't think Nebraska can recruit anymore. They don't recruit state of Texas anymore. Where are they getting their players from? I mean, I don't know. They're not Ohio State. They're not Michigan, so they're not a big draw like that. The players that are playing these days, they don't remember that Nebraska used to be great. So, and they're not recruiting Texas players. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll see. Maybe Matt Rule's that good, but I don't see it. But maybe
He did suck in the NFL, but then again, the NFL level's different than
right. College coaches typically don't do well in the NFL.
Well, unless you're Pete Carroll.
Yeah, and then Cliff Kingsbury gets fired.
He got fired. Mm-hmm.
He bought a one-way ticket to Thailand.
I heard about that. But you know what? I kind of respect that deep down. He's just like later idiots, and he just went off.
He's headed to the beach, and he can get him one of them lady boys that they call them over there. The boys that look like ladies over there. So hopefully he'll avoid that.
Having a good time.
Oh, we got a 6'7" receiver out of Michigan too.
Oh yeah,
got him out of the portals.
We got ourselves a number 14.
We got us a Wilson there. So hopefully he'll be good. So all in all, I'm really looking forward to 2023, and I think it's going to be great.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
If Texas went 4-7 the last year after we kind of destroyed their spirits in Red River rivalry, we could possibly come back too. So.
Well, we better, because I think the year after that we're going to the SEC, so we better get our act together.
What were they thinking?
They were thinking money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, what about the NFL? We got the playoffs starting this week.
Yeah, no, we got the NFL. Dallas is really worrying me because they lost to the Commanders/football team /Redskins, and that was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm what is called a jaded Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Though they've been frustrating for as long as I've been around.
Yeah. You asked me the other day, when's the last time they were in the Super Bowl? 94, I think?
I don't think they're getting in the Super Bowl this year.
They're not anyway getting in the Super Bowl. You don't bounce back from losing to the Commanders and all of a sudden you're beaten.
Unless super fluke goes that way, but they're playing against Buccaneers. Now, we haven't, apparently I learned the other day, never lost to Tom Brady before.
The Buccaneers have, but Tom Brady has never lost to the Cowboys. Is that what you're saying?
I've heard that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's ridiculous.
He's never lost to. As a matter of fact, Mike Evans was laughing on the sidelines, and he was saying, what's your record against Dallas? Brady's like 9-0. He was laughing.
Mike Evans is one of my favorite players, which is kind of, like right now anyway, which is kind of disappointing because the Buccaneers have just, even with the Buccaneers kind of sucked this year. Like they got smashed by the Bengals. And
they've had a bad year. There's no doubt.
I'm like, man, Tom Brady should have just taken the money and left. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, we'll see if he does that this year. He's got a job already lined up to be a broadcaster, kind of like Romo, So
I'm sure he'd do well in that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd do great in that. So.
But
what about that Jacksonville? Who'd they play? Chargers game.
Chargers.
Yeah, what about that game yesterday?
Probably the biggest choke job I have ever seen in my life.
27-0, they had them down.
I was like, oh boy, this game's over. I look over, it's like 20-30. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not good. No. No. And then they won. I'm like, no! What? You serious? Because Jacksonville sucked last year.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer, that whole clown show is part of football legend now.
Yeah.
Another case of college doesn't always translate to to Jacksonville.
It definitely was the coach, I think. Bringing a new NFL coach, and he really
Peterson's
turned him around.
He's decent. I mean, he kind of screwed her after that whole Super Bowl win. He kind of got screwed over because they got what I like to call the post Super Bowl suck, which is you win a Super Bowl and then you just kind of the Rams. That happened to the Rams this year.
And Trevor Lawrence started out the game horribly. I think he had 3-4 interceptions there in the first half.
He had 3 interceptions in a row in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And then they came back and won, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I were a Chargers fan, I would be dead right now.
Well, the 49ers look for real. They come out and beat up on the Seahawks.
They smashed the Seahawks. I bet Tony was mad about that.
Oh, yeah. And then last night, the Jaguars with that amazing comeback. And then the Bills had to struggle with the Dolphins and didn't even have Tua playing. So
I guess the Dolphins came to play.
Yeah,
we're going to use all the tricks. Because, I didn't watch. I'm kind of pulling for the Bills to win the Super Bowl because, they deserve some what's the word?
Recognition?
Well, not recognition.
Respect?
Yes, but it's not it's the. It's like they should at least be rewarded after losing 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Who, the Bills?
Yeah,
they do deserve to win one. So I don't know. We'll see. Chiefs look pretty good.
Yeah, no, Chiefs don't slack.
And
I'd say Mahomes is probably my favorite quarterback working right now.
Yeah, he's great. And
he is dynamic.
And the Bengals are no slough off either. So
no!
I think the Bills have a rough road to get there.
It's kind of weird because they looked confident last week. I'm like, all right, I think they'll. I think they'll get the Dolphins, and then the next couple games are going to be pretty difficult. I mean, hopefully they'll get to play the Chiefs because those games are always just, oh man, the last couple were amazing.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up having to play. I think they're going to end up playing the winner. Let's see. I would think Kansas City is going to end up playing the Jaguars, so the Bills are going to have to play the Bengals next if the Bengals win. They're going to play the Ravens tonight as we speak. They're probably starting that game.
Yes.
So that will be a tough one, and then they're going to have to go to Kansas City unless Kansas City. Well, no, Kansas City has a bye, so they're going to have to go to Kansas City.
Yeah, no.
Unless they somehow lose to the Jaguars, that can't happen, can it? Mahomes
highly doubtful.
The Jaguars.
Andy Reid's got, which is funny. Apparently, Doug Peterson worked under Andy Reid, but Andy Reid, he's got a well-oiled machine in Kansas City. I don't see the Jaguars beating the Chiefs, but this whole year's been chaos. So feel free to surprise me, Jacksonville. Man, what a comeback after the Urban Meyer debacle.
I have a feeling that's going to be like a Georgia versus TCU. I just have a feeling that their little Cinderella story's coming to an end quickly. So.
Oh, hey, it does bring some optimism for next year. Just like, when was the last time the Jaguars were good?
Yeah. And I'm thinking the Eagles will be playing, Dallas or the Buccaneers. Can this be the time when they finally beat Brady?
The Eagles, you mean?
No, the Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys.
So it's either Eagles, Cowboys, or
I would
Eagles.
think so, because Buccaneers are pretty trash right now, but Brady, man, he's got that magic going. I don't know.
I think he's finally got to lose to them, doesn't he? And it's an odd Monday night playoff game. They usually don't have Monday night playoff games, but I guess those networks, they want the money. They got to get all those greenbacks.
They're milking it till far past the expiration date.
Yeah. So do you have a prediction here for the Super Bowl? Who's going to be in it? You got a prediction for that?
Let's see. I think the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Eagles can beat the 49ers?
Possibly.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jalen, and Jalen's just tearing it up out there. They're still pretty good with their backup,
Yeah.
But with Jalen, I could see it happening.
I'm thinking 49ers are going to be there. But go ahead. Eagles on one side.
Eagles and
Kansas City,
either
Bills,
Kansas City or
Bengals.
Bengals.
All right, let's go ahead and make a prediction.
I'm hoping for the Bills, but I don't know what the
Okay,
Bills.
so you
They're
think
playing kind of sus right now.
Eagles Bills would be a good matchup for you.
That would be my ideal matchup, but like realistically speaking, probably Kansas City and the Eagles.
Kansas City and the Eagles.
I'd even like to see the Bengals come back and finally win one.
I'd like to see the Bengals do it because they've got P. Ryan and Mixon on the team. So.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
I've always liked Joe Burrow, even though he blew us out a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm a little salty about that, but he seems like a good guy.
Yeah. I'm thinking 49ers Chiefs, so that's my prediction.
With that big fluke national championship run LSU had in 2019.
Yeah, they had a bunch of great players on that team. They really whipped us, and then go Tigers.
Tigers, go 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 Tigers.
The head coach Froggy, so.
Yeah, and then he crapped out.
Uh-huh. He had the one good season. He got him a national championship.
He's got his money. He's going home.
Yeah, he's probably in Thailand also. So.
him and
Cliff Kingsbury, they're partying
it up. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but Kingsbury got fired. I'm not surprised. He's always annoyed me because Cardinals, they could be good. They got some good players. They got Kyler.
Yeah.
And then they just don't do it.
I think the league has figured Kyler out. He might need to switch back to baseball now.
Oh boy.
I think he's done. What about Baker playing for the Rams?
Oh my gosh, he went to the Panthers and then he saw how much of a clown show the Panthers are. So he's like, screw this, I'm going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, he played pretty good over there in Los Angeles. So he might. I think I predicted earlier that he was done also, but he might be a good backup. I don't know if he's going to be a starter.
I might have a few tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah,
he's really frustrated. He can be really good and then he can be kind of meh.
So, anyway, maybe Jackson Arnold will be our next great pro quarterback. I don't know. I hope he turns out as good as they say he is.
Yeah. But yeah, Jalen's at the Eagles. He's tearing it up over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might figure him out pretty soon.
He's definitely, what's the word? He's definitely hungry.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about his hunger.
He's
a focused individual.
He wants to be a great.
Yeah.
You can definitely see him in, I think he could be one of the greats, and maybe.
But he's got the heart to be great. So
yeah.
He loves the game, and he loves to push himself to be great. So.
Yeah, you see that video a few years ago back when he joined us, and it was him carrying a weight. And
squatting 1,000 pounds or something crazy.
Yeah.
He broke the Oklahoma record. That's over linemen and everybody.
Everyone was like, oh my gosh!
Broke the school record for squatting.
Yeah,
so he's an amazing athlete.
We were lucky to, we picked on Big Game a lot, but he is one hell of an athlete, though.
He is. I just didn't like all of his interviews. So it's like, I've been in big games before. Like he was somebody. He thought the Big 12 was.
Yeah, we made fun of him. We called him Big Game.
Yeah, I've been in big games. That's why we called him Big Game. But
I think Darth Saban rubbed off on him. Is that what you said?
He did, yeah. He did. He'd always say, I'm not going to take in any of that rat poisoning where people are telling you how great you're doing. So he's a character, but he's a great
Nick
athlete.
Saban in his Affleck garb with the guys at the national championship. I'm like, this man cannot help himself, can he?
Yeah,
he has to put himself at the national championship somewhere.
He always has to be in the middle of it. If they're not there, he's going to be a sideline, or not a sideline, but a commentator.
Yeah, we were just ribbing him the whole time. We're like, those Affleck commercials are awful.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of that, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, going to Colorado.
I
wonder how that's going to do.
Yeah, players as coaches, that's happened. Jim Harbaugh, Mike Ditka.
Well, he is well known, so he's going to get some players to come there just because they want to be around Deion. So he might be pretty good, but and then also USC and UCLA are leaving the Pac-12 to go into the Big Ten. So it might open up a door for Colorado to be relevant again. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's
and they haven't been. They were 1-11 this year, so No pressure on him.
Yeah, he's got a job ahead of him.
Yeah.
But he's certainly more charismatic than Darth Saban.
Oh yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah, Saban is just plank of wood.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
Poor
he's
guy.
got no personality. Makes him a great football coach.
He's like, yeah, we're gonna play a game and yeah. Or go Rolling Tide or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. He's got no personality. So maybe he's got a great personality when he's on the football.
Oh, he is a good coach, and I was mentioning that, and Mike, our friend, he was like, I think he's good at getting people together. I'm like, yeah. He's a good organizer. Good organizer. That's a good skill to have.
Yeah. And he didn't do well in the NFL either. He crashed and burned in Miami.
That's where I first remembered him from, was Miami. And they're like, apparently he was at LSU for a while. Yeah,
he won the national championship at LSU, beat OU in the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
We should have won that game also. That's when we had Jason White. That was the year before we got our butts kicked by USC. So 2 years in a row we were in the championship game, lost both of them, one to Saban, one to Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been there, should have won more national championships. It's been more than 20 years since we won a national championship.
Yeah, I've been praying. I'm like, please, can we win a national championship in my lifetime? I want to be that guy.
We'll be at the parade, that's for sure. Yeah. Well, hey, it's been a fun year here on Days of Our Sooners.
Yeah,
Brett.
it's been
I've had
fun. Been a lot of roller. It was a roller coaster, man. I'm like, man, last year was so dramatic. We should have made a podcast then.
Yeah.
Well, reality is like, hold my beer. I'll show you a good time. But yeah, no, it was a good time.
So maybe next year we can celebrate a little more on these.
Woo! Yeah, no.
That's been fun, son. And here's to the 2023 OU Sooners.
Sooner! Yeah.
See you next year.
I'm looking for it. Yeah, we'll see you in about 9 months.
Yeah, about 9 months.
All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This has been another week of Days of Our Sooners. Season 2 should be out in September, August,
September.
sometime at that time.
See you next year, fans.
See you next year, everybody. All right, good night.